My Minecraft Forever world is 30,700 days old and I have already spent quite some time in the Nether, building farms and connections to far portals, but nothing more than that. Now I want to turn the Nether into a huge sci-fi setting with its own story, starting with the skyscraper city we will build today. The Nether portal is the centerpiece of my base and it leads us to the main Nether hub, connected to a dozen of portals by long walkways, inspired to Star Trek starship corridors. All walkways are similar, but with their own identity. And everything is spawn-proof, but the landscape is awful. How am I supposed to rebuild the whole Nether? Large projects can be scary, but you can always break them into pieces. This is a good advice for any kind of project in your life, and it works with Minecraft too. Today, we are walking on a square of about 100 blocks per side, the space between two walkways visible from above. We will build Nether Eden, a sci-fi city with nice skyscrapers, farms and features, so keep watching! I want to show you the creative process behind a large project. Everything starts from a creative world, in this case a creative copy of my world. Here I can start by setting the basic shapes. I want the city to look good from every point of view, but mostly from the walkways. Once I'm happy with the shape, I choose a palette or a gradient to transform the dull concrete into a nicer building, like I did it with the red one over there. Anyway, it's still boring, so I can add some windows. Something like this. Remember that I want it to look good from a distance and from above. When I'm done with the creative planning, I get back to the survival world and start to grind. Or maybe sometimes I'm not inspired and I just need a break to let the ideas flow. A change of scenery helps a lot, and then I can get back to the creative process. It's finally time to gather all the blocks I need. I make a list on a spreadsheet and, can you believe, this is one of my favorite parts? Well, it's all about mining and crafting. There's a reason if this is the name of the game we love. It's somehow relaxing and satisfying to check off each item on the list and get ready for a new adventure. I want to use dark tones for the city with a few light sources for a dim vibe. I also think the founders wanted the city of Nether Eden to be sustainable, so I will recycle blackstone and basalt. But don't worry, there will be also colors and blocks from the overworld. Speaking of colors, I need a shulker box of blue and grey glass to create a foggy effect. I'm on a shopping spree to get enough glass from my villagers, but I need to dye it. By the way, I use shelves to mark the items in my decorative storage. And I never get tired of looking at them. They are one of the coolest things added to the game in like years. Oh, sure, the dyes changed too. Still have to get used to this. Luckily, we have plenty of blue dye. There's no need to rush to the cornflower farm. I summoned a bunch of copper golems in the oxidation chamber, hoping to get some statues, but these guys haven't aged at all. They need far more time than copper blocks to age. Anyway, I realized that there is a quicker way to get statues, starting with an oxidized block. Like you see, now we have 3 oxidated golems that will turn to statues sooner than the shiny ones. Hey, are you... Yeah, the eyes are turned off. It's already gone. And the others too. At least now I know. If you don't want your statue to be oxidated, you can simply scrub it with the axe, like this, and then wax it. And I bet you already know that interacting with the statue will change its pose. Waxing all the new copper age items reminded me that I might run out of honeycomb anytime soon. So I guess one of the city skyscrapers can be turned into a bee farm. Let's start with the beehives. It's crowded in there. Many bees are homeless, so I will offer them a beehive and come back during the night. Shh, the bees are sleeping. Sorry guys, you will wake up in the Nether. Let's face it, building in a basalt delta is not a walk in the park. I want to keep magma cubes out of my city, so I'm raising walls all around it. And later, I will worry about what lurks out there. The wall is high enough to keep out the magma cubes that spawn on the other side, and it covers the ugliness of the basalt delta. With another ugliness, I know, but I'll take care of that soon, I promise. But wait, what about the magma cubes that will spawn inside the city walls on this flat, inviting surface? Yep, like those nice guys over there. Perfect timing, lads! Well, I will use all of my glass supplies, but I want to create a layer of glass 3 blocks high. It will be spawn-proof and it will also look like fog, hiding the base of the skyscrapers and making them look bigger. Let's start with 2 layers of blue glass. Later, I will cover everything with grey glass for the fog effect, and the blue core will be just a hint. You will see. Outside the city center, the fog clears, and I'm using black stone slabs instead, which are still spawn-proof and cheaper. I haven't even started building it yet, and I already like the vibe. I want to take a different approach for the city of Nether Eden, which will be sustainable as much as possible, recycling nether blocks alongside with overworld materials. So, let's start with a small building, a line of hoppers, and then furnaces. They are all facing this direction, so the charging doors are not visible, and I will look like this from the front of the building. I have plenty of basalt and netherrack to smelt. I just need some fuel. If only there was lava somewhere around here. I need the smelter ASAP, so I'm starting with the smallest and less significant building in the whole city. Don't worry, nicer ones are about to come. The tuff is slightly darker than the furnaces, but it goes very well with the top pattern. And inside the chest, there's a bunch of nether bricks ready for me. Now, the ugly blackstone wall is really bothering me, so let's cover it with a huge billboard, shall we? What can you advertise in a new founded city, if not the city itself? Find your happiness in Nether Eden, kissed by the sunset. I know, there is no way to have a sunset in the Nether, but hey, billboards are not supposed to tell the truth. The second billboard could be an imaginary round nether portal, the advertisement for a new movie, or a sci-fi box of cereals. At least, that's what the AE drew me. Don't ask. I needed the billboards to hide the security wall, but it's time to get serious. I designed about 15 buildings or so. Sadly, some of them will be covered by the ones in front, but they will still be part of the skyline. We started with a basalt and lava situation, and this is where we are now. Let's fill this empty space with skyscrapers, each different in shape, color palette, and purpose. Let's start with the skyscrapers in the background to give them at least a minute of fame. The one in this corner will be surrounded by other buildings, but I think it can be nice. The shape is weird enough. We don't want it just a bunch of colorful boxes, and I chose a nice gradient to start with. You can never go wrong with this palette. Nether bricks, freshly baked from the local smelter, red nether bricks, netherrack, and then mangrove planks. It looks quite good in the overworld, but in a gloomy nether, it looks even better. But the gradient is not all. Let's add some brighter features to spice things up. This column is made of stairs. Wow, it's very dark here. Let's pump up the brightness. Okay, this hurts my eyes, but at least I can show you. I want a pipeline made of walls, and they don't connect to stairs, leaving this nice gap. Now let's get back to a normal setting. Diary for the windows, In the overworld I would have used frog lights behind the windows, but I want the Nether City to be dark. Then acacia trapdoors. I like the enclosed better. We can work with this. I repeated the pattern, following the shape I designed in the creative world and using the blocks from the dark red palette. The roof is covered in pressure plates to be spawn-proof, but whenever I stepped on them, the trapdoor in the windows opened. Maybe it's not the best option, it was quite messy. Let's deal with the guy in this forsaken corner of the city. It's gonna be a brown building. I raised the glass to make the fog thicker, but there will be windows visible below the fog. Chisel bookshelves have the right shape, and brown glass panes make them look more modern. Let's cover everything with brown blocks, and as you can see, the first row of windows is subtle, but it will add something to the overall look. From dark brown, the gradient goes up to brown concrete powder, then orange terracotta and finally acacia blocks. I'm committed to spawn-proof every surface in the city, and this time I use mangrove leaves, along with stairs and slabs. In the farthest corner of the city I want something completely different, which can stand out even from a distance. I'm building an octagonal skyscraper mostly in glass, with a blue concrete core, using a gradient that goes from sculpt blocks to pale oak and acacia logs, the grey ones. The roof is flat and, what is that big H? Wait for it. Yeah, this building has an helipad with a cute little helicopter ready to land. Oh my, the tiny helicopter reminds me of a Lego toy I had as a child. I guess it probably inspired me to build an helicopter in such a small scale. The roof needs a last detail. Yes, I'm looking for excuses to put these statues everywhere. Not like this. Nope, not sitting. Yes, this fella is rushing to the landing pad. Ah, the golem statues are adorable. I'm trying to play cool, but magma cubes are driving me bonkers. And look, they are stepping on the pressure plates, opening all the trapdoors and ruining the windows. Oh, I like the shape of the pressure plates, but probably I should use mangrove trapdoors instead. But hey, I'm not here to grumble. We are on one of the observation decks overlooking the city. The other one is over there. I need a building in this empty corner, but it can't be too tall or it would hide the billboard. So I designed a small green building that won't be my masterpiece, but it will do its job. Like I said, it's not my favorite one, but it fits the empty space. Let's give this building its distinct feature with a little detail. Stone cutters can be air conditioners with their rotating fans, but most of all, they bring some animation to the building. The next building is another small filler with a purple gradient and yellow and orange windows. I use bamboo shelves at the top, which makes it look a bit like the top of a Chicago skyscraper from the 40s, but yeah, a purple one. Let's be quick on the next one, because it will be so close to the other buildings that there is no point in going into too much detail. Seen from above, it will still be pleasant thanks to the brown gradient from soft soil to packed mud, covered in exposed copper slabs and jungle shelves. I want to focus on something juicier, so this corner will host the bee farm I need to wax all the new copper items. This should be everything I need for the farm, and then the blocks to build a skyscraper around it. Bee farms are compact, so we don't need much space. Let's start with the gathering system. 2 double chests because you never know. Then 2 lines of hoppers and the beehives will be placed above. Grass blocks are not necessary, but I don't know, I felt dirty blocks were wrong. Finally, the flowers. Bee nests will go over the hoppers, but this is not the right moment. We don't want the bees to get lost in the scary nether. This is the easiest honeycomb farm ever, a line of dispensers, which we will fill with shears. Now a line of temporary blocks where the bee nest will be. Or will be? Sorry, I couldn't help it. Observers pointing to the blocks, then solid blocks behind the observers, and redstone to connect everything. Let's remove the temporary blocks, and if I craft a bunch of shears, I can fill the dispensers. But don't worry, there are trapdoors on the other side of the dispensers, and I will be able to replace the shears without getting inside. Now I just have to build the same thing on the other side. The bee farm skyscraper has a little brother, a tiny building which is here just for fun. The purple gradient would be too bright in the overworld, but it fits well with the sad gloom of the nether. The roof is safe, covered with glass and slabs, but do we want to dare something funnier? Alright then, let's decorate the roof with these guys. Oh, they look so good. And if I step on them? Ooh, it's spooky. I know shriekers can't spawn a warden here, but their sound always give me the creeps. Don't you dare shoot fireballs at the glass blocks of my city! Wait, did I get lost? That's embarrassing. Oh, there it is! I spotted the helicopter. Now, before another gas shows on, I want to try something on the roof of the bee farm. Let's start with a couple of temporary blocks. Oh, candles are so nice floating in the air. And the yellow ones should stand out more from a distance. I realized that I can get lost in the city, so let's advertise the bee farm. Hey, do you mind? Like this. Now the arrow points to the right direction. Perfect. Do you guys get lost too? Let's move the magenta glazed with glass panes, and if we follow the arrow, excuse me, may I? We reach the farm. The output is hidden behind the trapdoors, and we can feed all the dispensers whenever we need it. Now let's take a deep breath and place the bee nest without making too much of a mess. The nether might not seem like the ideal place for bees, but it actually improves the farm performance. In the overworld, bees sleep at night. But since there is no night in the nether, they continue to work tirelessly, producing more. And if you are getting lost in the city too, let me show you how much progress we have made, adding one building after another. There's room for another skyscraper beside the bee farm. This one is brighter, with a color palette ranging from brown to the vivid orange hue of the resin. I focus more on the shape, adding a quirky window that in hindsight looks a bit like a weird mouth. Yep, it's a once you've seen you can't unseen it kind of situation. I needed a break from building, so I went to my wither farm nearby. It's in a good spot and it works, but the spawn rate is not great. So I'm clearing big slices of netherrack, dealing with endermen, blazes and lava pockets, all during a massive grind that never ends. What don't you do for a bit of chill out, right? Enough with the fun, let's get back to work. I lit a couple of candles. You can barely see them, but they are a different color than the others, and they light up the roof very slightly. Meanwhile, the bees are keeping themselves busy, and I have plenty of wax. So, let's have a little tourist here on the viewing platform. It's tired and resting a while, and we can scrape it a bit and then wax it with a fresh honeycomb. locally sourced. The city is safer, but the larger cubes keep entering from this spot, so I need to add another building and maybe a billboard to close it. Let's take care of the unwanted guests first. Sorry guys, this is not your playground. Alright, do you feel smart now that you've shown me that you can jump up here? Get lost! This building will be in plain view from the viewing platform up there, so let's go for another gradient, starting with soil, then brown blocks. And finally, packet mud and expose the copper for a pinkish top. It's a nice gradient. I guess it will work on the overworld too. Oh, come on! There might be a design flaw here. Excuse me, you are not supposed to jump in here anymore. The large cubes are really good jumpers, so they can climb up to this very thin gap, where the walls are on a solid block. I guess that if we remove all the black stone and turn it into walls... Don't be rude, I'm making a point here. There's no longer any gap to jump over. This should work now. It's been a while since we checked the view from here. I love these rooftop shelves, are so much fun. I can stop using them everywhere. Let me add a large but short building under the Panda Hub to fill this empty space, so we can move on to the front skyscrapers. This building is a small filler made of very dark blocks, almost swallowed up by the rising fog. But this is done in such a way as to draw attention to the surrounding structures. The purple paints in this corner kinda reflect the light of that skyscraper, making it look bigger. And look at this trick, where the light is supposed to hit the roof. I broke the monotony of the nether brick walls using the red version, but adding red paints in front to make them look even brighter. And no way you can get in anymore, no matter how sad you look up there. Huh, loser. Purple is the perfect match for Basalt Delta, so let's add a new dark skyscraper and enliven by purple features and details. I heard a ghast nearby, but only later did I realize that it had spawned behind the city wall and started shooting at me as soon as I was high enough to be seen. I sent it back a fireball, but the wall that was supposed to protect me shielded it instead. I'm not one to hold grudges, but it shouldn't have targeted my buildings. Oh, let's see. I was hoping to play a little fireball ping pong with it, but an arrow will do fine. That's it, I'm almost sorry. Let's get back to work, starting with the blocks the ghast blew up. I pumped up the gamma to show you this very dark skyscraper, mostly made of blackstone, deep slate and basalt blocks, with a hint of amethyst and lime glass. Let's end on with a blast. I hope a ghast doesn't take me literally. Oops, I got lost again. Anyway, there are 3 skyscrapers left to wrap up the city skyline, and I want them to be awesome. Let's put a good use the Smelter building with the netherrack I removed before, and I need nether bricks for the next skyscraper. This should be enough. They can't jump up anymore, but they keep falling down from the ugly floating island above. Let me relocate this guy and all its minions. Oh, look at that. I know, one day I should get rid of the basalt over my head. The next skyscraper will have the same color palette as this fella back here, but I want to liven it up with details of these two main colors, orange glass and oxidized copper. All nicely built in a fancy modern shape designed to be seen from afar. Lore-wise, the founders of the city really wanted it to be a new Eden. They dreamed of turning the Nether into a lovely place to live. I mean, they built a whole giant billboard to state it. The founders used bright colors and added plants to their skyscrapers, but they never grew green and lush. Grass turned brown, like this. All the foliage and the plants, no matter how much they care for them, look sad and dead. But hey, I like it anyway, so let's add some more. Let me show you something before building the new skyscraper. I heard pickling sound coming from down here, and when I watched closely, I found a strider jockey. I'm not sure what to do with this guy, but I surrounded him with smooth basalt and covered it with glass, so I won't forget where he is in case I want to relocate him. Do I think I should bring him to the zoo? Until then, this is the big entrance to the exposition for tourists to visit. Now, let's build a skyscraper around this guy. But first, let me take care of this angry fella because I'm sick of replacing the blocks they keep destroying. The strider jockey lives in a skyscraper with kelp blocks basement, then a cyan gradient of dark prismarine and warped blocks. Instead of windows, I added deep slate walls, which are darker, as if they were in the shadows. And look at the redstone line over the slime blocks. It's not a contraption. Ooh, and it's bouncy too. Hey, redstone can be used as a decoration and not just for bloodstains. We are under the walkways and there's room only for a short building to wrap up the city for this episode. Skulk is an awesome block, especially in the gloomy nether. And we can go up using more black blocks, maybe with a touch of skulk vein for a change. Then let me try something remarkable even from a distance. Lime concrete is heavy, but if we cover it behind black stone walls, it looks milder, exactly as I wanted. To break the darkness of the building, I used other pastel colors, the light blue of the eyes and the pink of the chair with trapdoors. It looks like the city is 100% complete. All of our miniature skyscrapers are in place and they look awesome. Let's refill the smelter because I always need more nether bricks. And here you are, sit and wait. You are in charge of the smelter. And while we're still here, let me check the wax farm. Ooh, the bees have been working like crazy. The view from the walkways is really improved, even from behind the glass. And I know, the other side is still terrible. Why should I build here? It might be a good place for a huge frog-like farm. You know, if I keep spawn-proofing all around here, the rate should be good. But for now, let's look out from the other side to admire the city of Nether Eden. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next project and see you soon!